Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. Jake Lee here. For those of you who don't know me, I am your elected Kankakee County Auditor, and it is my privilege to serve you in this capacity. I've been here since 2016, and we've worked hard over the past few years to elevate the professionalism, the quality, and the effectiveness of this office on your behalf. It is our job to serve as a watchdog over your tax dollars, to ensure that we are compliant with state law, federal regulations, state regulations, and any other appropriate generally accepted accounting principles. To that end, I want to point out a few issues that currently exist. And they're not issues of policy differences or simply opinion or even political issues, but they are issues of what's right and just. Whether or not we are going to be a county that is governed by laws, a county that's civil, a county that is compliant, or if we're going to be something else. To that end, I would like to give you the historical context of why we are at the crossroads we're currently at, and what we can do to move forward, and what we should do. 2016 is when I was elected in a historic election for our county and our community. And I, through an exhaustive research, learned that the county was out of compliance as it related to the generally accepted accounting principles and the accounting functions that were intended by state law and that were imposed upon the elected office. To that end, we have attempted to work with the county administration to correct said violations, but to no avail. In 2018, negotiations fell apart, and we were unable to continue with mediation through the state's attorney's office to come to a reasonable conclusion and a reasonable agreement. In 2019, the county board chairman stated publicly that he would return general accounting duties to the auditor's office, and a move that we were very excited about, and we thought we were finally moving in the right direction. In September of 2019, I sent an email to the county administration and other select members of Kankakee County government to inquire as to how the transition would take place, whether or not there would be an appropriate budget allocated to the Office of Auditor, or whether or not there would be a policy put in place that would outline the appropriate procedures, and if there would be meetings or phone calls or anything that would allow us to make for a smooth transition. Unfortunately, as several emails have gone in the past, that one went unresponded to, possibly ignored. And in October of 2019, I received my response. But it wasn't to me. It was an email to the county board and other department heads that had attached to it the fiscal policy, the credit card policy, and the budget document that would be voted on at the ensuing county board meeting or finance committee meeting. When I read the document, I was deeply concerned, and so I addressed my concerns in public comment at the October finance committee meeting. Because as many of you know, I've been moved on the agenda from the beginning of the meeting to the end of the meeting, where I cannot provide clarity, I cannot provide commentary, or otherwise opine on an issue that may present itself before the committee before they vote on something. My comments are generally after they vote, unless I sign up for public comment. My reason for signing up for public comment stems from a county board meeting that took place in which a motion was made to suspend the rules to allow me to address the committee to directly respond to questions being asked and discussed and debated among themselves regarding my office. That motion was voted down. And so under Robert's Rules of Order or parliamentary procedure, it is out of order for me to address the committee after such a motion has failed. And it's unprofessional, in my opinion, to just get up and grab a microphone and start yelling. So I refrain from any such activities. To that end, I sign up for public comment as a countywide elected official, and I state my case before the committee. Unfortunately, in October of 2019, the positions that I outlined in my opening statements went ignored, and they were not referred to in the meeting, and the committee just voted for the policy, the budget, and everything else, and it went on to the full board and was passed there as well. So I want to highlight a few of the things that I highlighted there, and then go into the articles and the interview content and questions that have been asked of me. The first is that policy exposes the auditor's office to unprecedented risk that any reasonable person would not want to be exposed to. I am not willing to expose my chief deputy or myself to those risks because in that policy, the county only surrendered data entry to the elected office of auditor. The control of the general ledger, the maintenance of the general ledger, the control of the accounting software, along with many other functions and duties, still resided with the finance director, the county administrator, and the county board. For all intents and purposes, is the same branch of government and is the same department. And we were not willing to expose ourselves to the risk that presented. And these are specific things that risk created. They could alter any entries that we would make, causing errors, miscalculations, or in an extreme case, blaming us for falsifying financial records and financial documents, which is criminal in nature. We would not allow ourselves to be subjected to that kind of activity, so we refrain from entering any information in that software as long as they maintain control. The second problem with that fiscal policy is it errantly applied generally accepted governmental auditing standards to the elected office. Those standards must be adhered to by our external auditors, and they are adhered to by our external auditors. But they are not applicable in the way in which the county administration attempted to apply them to the elected office and thus justifying their violation of state law. Third, that policy errantly equated data entry to general accounting. And it created a duplication of duties that is not in the best interest of taxpayers. We thought that was an abuse of power and an overreach. Finally, the budget did not provide additional resources to the auditor's office that we desperately need. Current county finance is performed through the county board, through their administration and finance department, and the elected office of auditor. In the finance department, there exists 3 full-time positions and a part-time position to include their department head. In the elected office, there's the elected official and 1 full-time position. We have already done more in the past 15 years, in the past 3 years, than this office has done in the past 15, as far as we can tell. And we are unable to assume more tasks and more duties by ourselves. And the fact that the county board chairman attempted to impose these duties on us without any additional resources is disingenuous at best. So those were our objections to that policy and that budget. To the article that was written, there are a few specific items that I would like to address now. First, our office does not contend, nor have we ever contended, that we approve anything. The article states that the county has had a long-running dispute as to who can and should approve bills, and there is no dispute or debate with that matter. The bill approvals rest solely with the county board. Our job by state statute is to audit all claims. We call them claims because they're all inclusive of bills. So we call them claims. To audit all claims presented to the county and to recommend, keyword recommend, to the county board the payment or rejection of all claims presented. That's our statutory function, and that is what we do. We, based on our audit, recommend a payment or rejection of the claim. We don't approve anything, nor have we asserted that we should. Secondly, it appears the county board chairman Wheeler stated, according to the article, the county has worked too hard and too long to have its credit rating harmed by bills being 120 or more days past due. That statement is a gross exaggeration. The county passed their policy in 2019, December 1st, 2019. The Finance Committee meeting was December 19th, 2019. There is no way you get to 120 days between December 1st and the 19th. You can't even do that with the new math. So that statement is laughable, to say the least. Thirdly, there is an insinuation that our office should certify bills, and we failed to do so. We don't certify anything. The approval process rests with the county board, as it should, and that's where it should remain. Fourthly, there's an insinuation here about small business, where the county board chairman states, we can't meet every day or every 2 weeks to do this. These are our local businesses. They need to be paid. Every leader in the county has vendors who are not being paid. And then there was another comment made that about the real world consequences of success and failure of small businesses by another county official. The insinuation that our office is somehow at fault for small businesses not being paid in a timely manner is absolutely false. It has no merit whatsoever. We have done our part, and that is to audit the claims presented and to recommend a payment. The county, because they changed their policy without any consultation or input from our office, put themselves in this situation. To our small businesses, this office supports you, and we appreciate the work that you do for our community. Those of you who know me, you know that I am passionate about small business. I have consulted small business startups. I have helped people write business plans and acquire business loans. I hold a master's degree in business administration right back here from the University of Illinois at Chicago. So I am very passionate and knowledgeable about small business. And we appreciate the work that you do for our constituents. To our constituents, I'm pleased to serve as your county auditor. I've been empowered and commissioned to do so with a certificate right back here from the governor of the state of Illinois. And we want to ensure that the county is compliant with the laws and regulations that are imposed by state statute, that are interpreted by the Illinois Attorney General, and that are executed by your elected representative. We serve as your watchdog, your eyes and ears on the inside of county government, and we hope to continue to do so. I thank you for the opportunity to address you with these vital issues. And I hope that you will visit my website at www.k3countyauditor.com or give me a call. My direct line is 815-936-5562. I would love to hear from you and discuss anything regarding county processes, county spending, in greater detail. I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope to hear from you soon. Take care, and may you have a wonderful and prosperous 2020.